Hello everyone, welcome to Source Code Closet. This is the, I guess you could call it, podcast where me, my friends, just talk about games and stuff. Primarily about game design development, but we could also just talk about the games themselves. Also, later in the cast, we're going to be talking about some gossip and stuff. And I think that's going to be quite interesting. So allow us to introduce ourselves. I'm Taz. And the person joining me today is
Taylor.
And we usually have a third member, but he is not here today, and because stuff come up, life and all that.
Our Game Jolt Patrol is off duty today, which is very sad.
Very sad indeed. So. Okay. That was funny. Okay. All right. So today we're gonna be talking about the game design of Portal 2. If you haven't somehow heard of it, Portal 2 was a game released by Valve quite a while ago. It's not a recent game whatsoever. And essentially, it's a puzzler where you have to solve these room puzzles by placing portals at different spots in the room. And those portals obviously send you to point A to point B, and it's a whole really good thing. You should totally play it.
Yeah.
And we're going to be spoiling everything about it.
Yeah, watch out for spoilers.
Yeah.
Of course there's going to be spoilers.
Of course there's going to be spoilers.
It's
so
almost
if you have
a 10-year-old game.
Yeah.
The anniversary is coming up in April, so hopefully, 10-year anniversary, hopefully Valve does something good for it. I doubt that. But Game Jolt said they got games on the way.
Portal 3.
Either that or Portal 2.5. That would be good.
Because Valve can't count to 3.
Yeah, we're just gonna go by decimal points now. No solid numbers here.
Portal 1.5.
Yeah.
So, anyway, if you guys haven't played it, if you're watching, just go play it. We're gonna be spoiling everything about it. But if you're not interested in that, keep watching. So. Listening. Sorry, I'm still in the whole this video mindset, even though there's zero video to this and it's just us talking.
Did we mention we're new to this?
Did we mention this is our first episode? Ooh.
Yeah, it is January 30th.
January 30th.
So this makes so this is our first episode. Which is actually a good date.
It's actually a pretty good date. 30. That ends with a 0, starts with a 3. It's a pretty good number.
A number that Valve can't count to.
Valve can't count to. Okay. So, to start, Portal 2. How would you like it?
I'd easily get a 10. For me, it's an easy 10.
Easy.
Replay value it's high off the charts, depending on the person you are. That's just an opinion for me, my opinion. But the replay value is it's very high because they added more stuff where you I think they added it in Portal 2 as well, where you have to go through and place the radios in the rooms. I know they added that in Portal 1, but I don't know if they added it in Portal 2.
I think they did something similar to that, but I think the radios are already there.
Yeah.
And it seems like most of the internet agrees with you, because on Steam it actually has a 98%, which is one of the highest ratings ever of any game on Steam.
Yeah.
So it only comes short of 99% being beaten by the Henry Stickmin collection.
Aww. Wow. That's... You've got to be kidding.
Nope.
Oh my god, you're not.
I am not kidding.
Jesus, I did not know that.
Apparently. So, first thing about Portal 2. Honestly, I think it's one of the perfect games for co-op, which is why I'm really happy they actually added it.
Yeah.
Because just the whole thinking with Portals thing it's just a really cool concept in and of itself, but when you apply another person to the mix, it just adds for way more puzzle opportunities and player interactions, because you're essentially entertainment, because you're essentially doing the same puzzles that you're doing before, but way more complex, because now you have 4 portals to mess around with instead of just 2.
And there are some levels where you can kill the person you're playing with.
There's some levels you can kill the person you're playing with.
I know that I've killed you several times in that one puzzle.
In that one puzzle.
And
you know what puzzle.
Not on purpose. If you played the Portal 2 co-op, you know what puzzle.
Yes, you know what puzzle if you played the Portal 2 co-op, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Portal 2 co-op is just really freaking fun. But, like, I find it funny how in the inventory of Portal 2 you could have, like, hats and stuff. And whenever you click trade, it says trading coming soon. And it's been 10 years. So I don't think trading's coming anytime soon.
It's coming soon like how Half-Life 3 is.
Yes. I mean, you got stuff. You even have inventory slots for hats and, like, skins for your robot. And flags. And even gestures. But you can only get hats and flags in the game. The only way you can get those are from number 1, just playing the game, and then you get the companion cube on it and flag.
Yeah.
And the other times you could get the game is having a TF2 item. So if you have I'm pretty sure it's the fedora for the spy. You could actually put that on your robot, and
that's cool.
Yeah, and like a select few other hats. But other than that, there's zero way of getting anything for that. Which I think is a missed opportunity, but who am I to say?
I'm not gonna turn this game into a microtransaction game. Because that would, in my opinion, ruin it.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. But, Fade for robot? Fade portal gun? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, let's get on. You can talk about co-op for a bit, so let's get on to the actual campaign, which is what most people have played. So, how about you start us off with the campaign? Because I've been talking for way too long.
Okay. So, in the end of Portal 1, whenever you defeat GLaDOS, everything blows up. And you are ejected out of Aperture to what it seems a parking lot, like wherever you drive in and check in and all that. But a party escort bot drags you back into the facility. Now, I don't think not much people know this because people are not that deep into lore, but you're actually rescued by Aperture employee Doug Ratman, who has been in the facility for, since GLaDOS went on her murder rage on the Bring Your Daughter to Work day, which is prior to the events of Portal 1. And you wake up in it looks like a nice little hotel room, everything's fancy. You have your, 50-day checkup, 30-day checkup, and then everything goes haywire. You don't wake up for another
9
thousands and thousands of years.
I wouldn't say that.
You want to bet?
I'm just saying that it's probably just the robot screwing up. But you can interpret it as thousands of years if you want to.
Yeah, because if you go and look at the ending, and then you try to do the physics and stay up 3 hours trying to do it, it's probably thousands of years. We won't get into that today. And then you are not really awoken, but you get a wake-up call from a personality sphere called Wheatley, who was over all 10,000 test subjects. And he will get very scalded if they are all dead. So,
and guess what happened to all of them?
They all died.
They all died.
Well, now we don't know. Is Wheatley referring to the test subjects that we find in the end of, spoiler, Portal 2 co-op?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that would be kind of weird. But anyways, he does a manual overdrive on a docking port, I think, where cargo goes. And he just rams your room into the wall. You see this great showcase of the source engine and all that.
Physics.
Physics!
Crumble physics.
We love our crumble physics. And you have to go down and get not a dual portal gun, but a portal gun that only shoots a blue portal. Because, not that advanced yet.
And
I think I'll let you take it from here.
And from this singular blue portal gun, where you can only find one portal, is where, like, the game really starts to show you the ropes. Like, the first portal gun you get, which is the singular portal gun, is really just there as a kind of tutorial. And the tutorial isn't so long that people who've already played Portal 1 would just get bored out of their minds. But it's not so short that people who are new to the series as a whole are, like, confused and stuff. Because the way that the first portal gun introduces the player character to the portals is you can only obviously place one portal. And so how do you get to the other portal? Well, the other portal's already pre-placed for you. So it's more of just knowing where to place your one portal in order to fully help with the other portal. Well, some puzzles would be so much easier with just two portals, like just bang bang done. It's way more interesting and educational for the player if they only have one portal. And because they only have one portal, they take note of where the other portal is, so that when they get the dual portal gun, they're like, oh, I know what this does. Even though they haven't been taught about how to use two portals, they've already kind of been taught how to use two portals. It's really, really smart design.
Yeah. But the thing with the portal gun and the portals is you can't place the portals anywhere. You have to place them specifically on a white surface that may be infused with moonrock dust, because later on in the chapters you get to fiddle around with adhesion gel that is said later on to have moonrocks in it that cost $7 million. But who knows if the plates on the walls that come out are infused with it, or maybe it's just they configured it reactive where it's just to a white surface.
I think it might be just to a white surface, because in the original game and in Portal 2, you can usually portal onto walls that are just white and not specifically tiles.
Yeah.
But I don't know if those are made with moonrock dust too. Probably weren't.
Because they got how many tons they got worth of moonrock that they could not afford.
So now that the player character has two portals, this again opens up a lot of puzzle opportunities. So, like, you could place a portal on one wall, place a portal on another wall, and that's how you play the game. It's just placing portals on walls. Yet somehow it manages to be one of the best games in existence, according to us and to the
many other
internet
people
as a whole. Yeah, when it's just placing portals on walls.
Yeah, and they really add a lot to it in Portal 2, because you have the addition of
the gels.
repulsion gel, adhesion gel,
and then water.
The toxic goo.
The toxic goo.
That has proven to be an obstacle for many of us that are trying to speedrun it, because we always mess up and fall in it.
And then you have to restart.
Yeah. And the cube goes with you if you have to carry a cube. Then you have to go all the way from the beginning. Yeah. I know I've done that in co-op.
I know you've done that in co-op.
I'm not going to talk about that today.
And, yeah, it's basically just, portals on walls, puzzles get harder, GLaDOS turns into a potato, Wheatley goes to the moon, all that standard game stuff. Happens in every
unique. Game. Yeah. Always have a rogue AI in every game.
Have a rogue AI in every game. HAL 9000, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then, once you finish with the main campaign and main story, we then loop back all the way around to the co-op again. Now, because presumably both players have finished the game and are experienced with puzzles and stuff, the co-op really doesn't have to take the time to teach the players how to use a portal gun. They don't even bother teaching them how to use the portal gun in the co-op tutorial. What instead they do is they teach the players how to work together, because that's going to be your most powerful tool in the co-op, is just being able to communicate and work together and have the same ideas over one singular thing. Because co-op is cooperative. It's in the name. And now, because you're working with 4 portals instead of just 2, because both characters, both robots that you're playing as, have dual portal guns, it just allows for infinitely more opportunity, like puzzles. Because, what's that one? There's this one puzzle in co-op, which I really like, where one player has to put 2 portals in between what are those gates called that?
Emancipation Grill?
Emancipation Grill. And another player has to jump in them, and they keep continuously falling through and build up momentum. And then the player that placed the portals originally has to put another portal, has to move the portal onto the ground somewhere, and that flings the other person way up into the sky. And I think that's really interesting, because that's not something you could do with only 2 portals and only one person.
Yeah. Because, like the stuff in co-op you won't be able to do in single player, because it's not really the same as the campaign.
It's not.
It's really not, other than the portal gun, momentum.
Other than the portals.
And GLaDOS, but
and GLaDOS.
I don't think she'll never die.
I don't think... It's really not similar whatsoever, except from the portals themselves.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. How they managed to get so much out of such a simple concept.
Yeah. And a little backstory on the whole Portal and Portal 2, like how the portal gun stuff, went around. Several years ago, I think 2004, 2003, Valve bought out this idea from a couple college students who made, I think, a game for a college competition or something called Nerbacular Drop, where you shoot portals, take cubes, do physics puzzles. So Valve bought that idea back in 2005, 2006, and they improved upon it, and then released Portal 1 in 2007. And then, several years later, Portal 2.
Didn't they hire the people who made Nerbacular Drop?
I think they did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
And there's actually an achievement for, the Portal 2 co-op is called Nerbacular Drop, and I don't remember how to get the achievement, but it's an achievement.
And that's all you really need to know, that it's an achievement. So, now that we've talked about Portal and shit, I think it's time that we get into the Gossip Glutton section of the podcast, because we've been going on for well over 10 to 12 minutes.
Oh my god, we have. It's just so easy to get lost in a topic.
Yeah, it's really, for me especially, like, I can just ramble on. It's hard for me to not just, like, keep elaborating on something I start. Like, once I get going, it's hard for me to stop. Alright, so, you got all the topics for Gossip Button, so I'll just let you take it over.
CD Projekt Red released a hotfix for Cyberpunk 2077 that promises to fix item randomization, a bug in the Down the Street quest, a save load exploit trick for item duplication. At least they're trying to fix a game that has cracks, which is most devs won't do. Especially the devs of Hunt Down the Freeman, but we're not going to get into that, that's just a given. But moving on to hardware, Mark Zuckerberg announced that another Oculus Quest headset is being developed, despite the Quest 2 coming out September of last year. Nobody knows what's going to be in it. Finger tracking, better cameras, better lenses, or lighter headset, heavier headset. Nobody knows. It's Mark Zuckerberg. You don't know. Animal Crossing. So everyone was upset that they took out like a lot of stuff from Newly to New Horizons, but it's getting an update soon that adds Pave, which is, in my opinion, the best event animal you can get in the game. In the game, not a game, but It's basically he comes with best of all, and he dances and requests feathers you can trade in for, like, I think they added apparel. I don't know. But there's also, I don't know, I think this is just a rumor, but they added a Rossetti statue, which is a mole from New Leaf, and all games before that. But on the contrary, they will be adding a Mario update in March, and along with March, the Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon remake will be going off stores the 30th, and so will the 3D Mario collection that has Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy.
So that was everything planned that we have. So we're just gonna be spitballing here, and then eventually we're gonna be spitballing. So podcast gonna end pretty soon, but you can stick around if you want. We started at like 11:45, right?
Yeah.
We've gone on for like 30 minutes, yeah. So we're gonna be just spitballing here. You want to listen around? You can stick around.
You want to get in the timelines?
So, what do you want to talk about first? We could talk about mods and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
Like
got a mod
like
to
how
tell
mods
you
are.
about. It's a mod for Portal 2. It's called Portal Stories Mel.
I played that before.
Yes, it's really good. It takes place before Portal 1,
And it's on
Portal
topic.
2, like the 1940s, sort of. And you play as Mel, an Olympic runner, and we don't know her age, probably in her 30s. Who knows? And you go through into the relaxation vault as an experiment, but then you wake up during Portal 1, a little bit before Portal 1.
I think around Portal 1, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a personality core impersonating Cave Johnson over the speakers as you go through and escape.
A really bad impersonation, I must say.
Hey, at least Virgil's trying his best.
At least he's trying.
He's just trying. And you have a really old version of a portal gun. That it's got a little paper clip for I guess a connector thing, which is a really nice design. And it's got at least 7 hours of gameplay. I mean, it's more than the Portal 1 thing.
Portal 1 storyline?
Yep. Because Portal 1 takes roughly about 4 hours. This takes about 7 hours. And it doesn't copy a lot. It does use the portals and the gel, but it incorporates it in its own way. And it's really, really fun. If you haven't played it, go play it if you have Portal 2.
I have played it.
It's worth it.
There's this one puzzle in Mel in particular. I think this applies to most puzzle games that I had so much trouble on that I just stopped playing the game for like a month. And then I came back and I finished it in like 5 minutes.
Oof.
And I think that's just applies to every puzzle game ever. Like, you're just like, ugh, this puzzle. And then you leave, and then you come back, and you finish that puzzle you had trouble on in like a minute, and you're like, how did I struggle at this?
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty interesting. Like, just how you could struggle on something, and then take a break, and just come back and finish it immediately.
Yeah.
Humans are weird.
You sound like a non-human.
I mean,
This isn't drama alert. We're not exposing you.
Drama alert. Uh-oh. Alien. I'm from a land where people call chips crisps and French fries chips.
So you're
and
from England?
Rain boots, gum boots. No, I'm from New Zealand.
Speaking of New Zealand,
it's a far off land where seasons are reversed.
Speaking of New Zealand,
and it's somehow warm when it's like right next to the South Pole.
Gabe Newell is moving all of his staff to a new headquarters in New Zealand.
In New Zealand. And I think that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and he said that
because they have better labor laws there.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that is true.
It's like, it really wouldn't make sense for a company to move there unless They're Valve, I guess.
Your Valve.
Unless they're really
got lots
intent
of
on
money.
like not exploiting their workers, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Unlike some game companies.
Unlike some game company project CD.
But he said that Half-Life Alyx he really enjoyed making that, and it really got them going to making more games. Because Citadel we don't know when it's coming out. It's been leaked.
Citadel's a thing.
I guess it's like Deathmatch, Counter-Strike. I don't know.
Counter-Strike. Half-Life Counter-Strike.
Half-Life Strike.
Which is actually a thing. Counter-Strike was originally a Half-Life game. I think that's actually pretty interesting. How, like, one of the most popular games in the world came from one of the most popular games in the world.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah. And maybe they'll revive the Day of Defeat series.
Maybe they'll revive. I don't know. Probably not. Most likely
Probably not.
Maybe they'll revive. Hold up. Let me pull it up. Maybe they'll revive Ricochet.
Or Opposing Force. But that's by Gearbox. But they said
no.
they were making Opposing Force 2 as well. But that was way back then.
Oh no. Maybe they'll revive Ricochet.
Yeah, that was fun.
You know what Ricochet is?
Ricochet.
Maybe they'll make TF Team Fortress 3. Probably not.
I think they've kind of hit a roadblock
Fortress
with
3.
TF2 because so many people spend money on it.
I wouldn't say they've hit a roadblock with it. I'm just saying, like, they probably won't make a new one until Source Engine becomes so outdated that it's just not economical to just keep it up and running, and it's more economical to move it to a new
Source
engine.
2, which they used for Half-Life Alyx.
Source 2. And the thing is, TF2 is actually more popular right now than it is when it released.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually really interesting. So, like, if they're gonna do anything, they gotta do it now. And this is all in the midst of a bot crisis.
Yeah.
So imagine how more popular it'd be if there weren't any bots around.
Yeah. Because this is a perfect time to get games done, get stuff
Perfect.
done.
Just because everyone's
Yeah.
home.
And to all the healthcare workers out there who are fighting for us, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That's actually pretty cool of y'all to do that.
Yeah, I mean, to put themselves in the lines, and when they have families at home and, you know, stuff they want to do, but they're stuck in hospitals. And to all the TV shows and television networks milking the coronavirus, why?
I don't know.
That's just a...
Because it is fake, made by the left extremist media.
Alright, Putin, calm down.
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Alright, calm down. It's okay. And that
Thank
should
y'all
wrap it
for
up.
listening.
Thank you guys for
Sticking
hearing
around.
me rant about games and him listen to,
me-
but also
me-
share his opinion.
And also me ranting about games and them listen. Alright. That about wraps it up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. All that good stuff. And,
And
goodbye.
Next episode, we don't know when.
Next episode, it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
No promises, though.
Goodbye, all.